In Rajasthan, even as Gehlot government has made a paper-thin majority claim, the phone scandal is the controversy refusing to die down. Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party both continue to spar over this audio gate issue. First, take a look at this report.
Paper-thin majority claim. A raging phone tapping scandal. MLAs cooling their heels in resort amid COVID crisis. Amidst all this, Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot might opt for a trust vote. After meeting the governor and claiming support of 102 MLAs, just one more than magic number of 101. Sources say that the Rajasthan Assembly session is likely to take place on Wednesday, depending on High Court's ruling on Speaker's disqualification notice to pilot camp on Tuesday. But the BJP is still playing wait and watch, weighed the option of moving a no trust motion.
बीजेपी ने पहले भी प्रोटेस्ट के लिए न हमने मांग की न हम अभी भी नहीं कर रहे हैं। हमारा कहीं का रोल नहीं है, ये तो जबरदस्ती घसीटे जा रहे हैं हमको, घर की लड़ाई को हमारे माथे लादने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, बाकी कहीं कुछ है नहीं।
The Rajasthan government meanwhile formed a special probe team to look into the leaked tapes which the Congress claims that BJP tried to lure its MLAs.
मेरे पास इसने वसुंधरा जी का नाम लिया था 7-8 महीने पहले और मेरे से मिला भी था और ये काफी दिन से संजय जैन सक्रिय था।
एसओजी जांच कर रही है, उसमें आ जाएगा जो आना है। गजेंद्र सिंह जी का इस ऑडियो से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं स्वयं गजेंद्र सिंह जी की वॉइस को अच्छी तरह से जानता हूं और गजेंद्र सिंह जी की ये आवाज ही नहीं है।
गृह विभाग भारत सरकार का इसलिए कूदा है कि कहीं न कहीं भारत सरकार के नेताओं ने वहां जाकर रिक्वेस्ट की है कि हम फंस जाएंगे। स्पेशल ऑपरेशन ग्रुप राजस्थान के पास पूरे सबूत है। मैं तो गुलाब जी कटारिया से उम्मीद करता था, वो समझदार व्यक्ति हैं, तुरंत फर्जी घोषित कर दिया ऑडियो। पहले ऑडियो की जांच तो होने, तो दूसरे दिन सीएम का बयान आ गया कि यदि फर्जी घोषित हो जाता है, ये गलत साबित हो जाता है तो राजनीतिक संन्यास लूंगा। ये दे रहे हैं क्या?
BJP ally and RLP chief Hanuman Beniwal accused the Gehlot government of indulging in corruption. In an exclusive conversation with India Today's Poulomi Saha, he reiterated his earlier claims that ex-chief minister Vasundhara Raje is helping the Gehlot government to survive.
ये आरोप निराधार है। भाजपा को खरीद फरोख्त की आवश्यकता ही नहीं है। भाजपा के पास 72 और 75 विधायक हम खुद हैं। सारे फोन सर्विलेंस में हैं, सबके MLA जो उनके आसपास के लोग और MP मिनिस्टर सारे फोन बताओ, ऐसे कोई थोड़ा ही चलता है। ये भाई वसुंधरा जी अशोक गहलोत की कांग्रेस की मदद कर रही है। वो ट्वीट मैंने ट्वीट है मेरे हैंडल पे।
As the Congress struggles to overcome the desert storm, it may all boil down to hard numbers on floor of the assembly. Till then, it is a wait for governance in Rajasthan. With Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur and Poulomi Saha in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And for an experience perspective, I'm going to go across now to our consulting editor, Rajdeep Sardesai, joining me now on the phone line. Rajdeep, at this point, it will be all about numbers. What does your experience tell you? Is this audio gate going to be a bigger controversy, or is it because Ashok Gehlot is confident of numbers that his and his government is not really concerned about how this controversy is going to play out? Over to you, Rajdeep.
Pooja, my sense is this is all part of Ashok Gehlot's attempts to try and put the dissident MLAs on the defensive by not only releasing selectively through his office or through the Congress party these audios so far and claiming that there are more audios. There are people within the Congress who claim there are more audios that they have. Mr. Gehlot wants to put the dissidents under some kind of pressure. He knows that at the moment he enjoys a wafer-thin majority. He got the support of the two BTP tribal MLAs yesterday. That may have helped him a bit, but he still doesn't have a convincing majority at this moment. He needs to get back some of the dissident MLAs. These are attempts, therefore, using the audio tapes to put pressure on them. Remember, as long as he's chief minister, he controls the police, he controls the SOG, and that gives him the ability to continue to use the police machinery and the state machinery to put pressure on his rivals. On the other hand, the BJP controls the central government and the Home Ministry, so they will look to protect their own. particularly since Ashok Gehlot seems determined in some way to bring in Gajendra Singh Shekhawat into this entire audio tape controversy and get the SOG, if possible, to question him. Because that would then put even further pressure on the dissidents, because the accusation is that the dissidents are working on the BJP's behest. And I think that is Ashok Gehlot's game at the moment.
Rajdeep, I'll have two more questions. First, as of now, the BJP is claiming there's no evidence to show that they are involved in this whole either Audiogate scandal or the government crisis in itself. But how are you looking at this politically? We are again talking about back to one elected government facing a crisis. There are charges being thrown at each other and the public, as usual, just sitting and watching.
Look, Pooja, the BJP can say that they are not involved, and it is possible that at least at the local level in Rajasthan, there is no great enthusiasm, especially the Vasundhara camp at this moment, to topple the government. But to say that Sachin Pilot did this without some nod from the centre, without some belief that the BJP would support him, is difficult to believe, because there is no way that the 20-odd MLAs who are now in the Pilot camp would have gone as far as they did without some approval from the BJP, because that is the only way they can topple the Gehlot government. So the BJP may well try and distance itself till such time as the Gehlot-Pilot fight is settled and Mr. Pilot is able to gather more MLAs.
Yes.
They are looking to increase their numbers to 30 plus. But the BJP is keeping a close eye, and if they can topple Gehlot's government, they will. We've seen that with the BJP doing it in other states, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Manipur, and they will not hesitate if it comes to that, to try and topple the Gehlot government. The only question is, can Mr. Pilot increase his support? At the moment, he just doesn't have enough MLAs to topple the Gehlot government, but that could change, especially with the disqualification petition, which is being heard tomorrow in the Rajasthan High Court. If that goes in his favor, he gets the momentum, and he will then hope that more MLAs will join him. Otherwise, Gehlot has the advantage.
And my final question, because you spoke to Sachin Pilot and he seemed to be very confident for now, saying, I'm not joining the BJP, at least for now. But how do you see his future coming across? Because he did seem to have a good amount of position, at least in the Congress party. Vasundhara Raje may not even want him in the BJP as an opponent. How do you see Sachin Pilot's political future turning out?
My sense, Pooja, is that Sachin Pilot is caught in a bit of a bind. And in politics, you can't have half exits. He has one foot outside the Congress door, but he still wants to keep 1 foot inside, because he's not certain how this will play out in Rajasthan. And to my mind, Sachin Pilot in the next day or two will have to take a call at some stage. How far does he want to go? Does he want to form a regional force and then use the BJP to topple the Gehlot government? Does he want to fight the battle within the Congress? I think he's prevaricated over the last week because he's not sure about the numbers game. Plus, he knows that Ashok Gehlot is a wily operator who will continue to control, in a sense, the machinery within Rajasthan. So I think Sachin Pilot will have to decide, is he going for broke or is he going to wait and bide his time? For now, I think he's just buying time to try and see if his number of MLAs can increase to 30. The day his MLAs increase to 30, I think he will then really bite the bullet and try and take the BJP support to bring down this government.
So next few days are going to be very crucial for Rajasthan politics as well. Rajdeep Sardesai making sense of this whole crisis and the situation. Thank you so much, Rajdeep, as always, for your views. Let's begin our discussion for the evening. Archana Sharma, spokesperson of Rajasthan Congress, is joining me, and also from the Bharatiya Janata Party, Shazia Ilmi. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us on the panel. First to you, Archana, because you're from the party that is facing the crisis. This is a question that many are asking. Why did the Congress party, the top leadership or the Rajasthan Congress not manage to keep Sachin Pilot in the fray? Because eventually it is the Congress that is going to break down. Why did the party fail to keep an important individual and from a political background in the party? Archana.
So we tried our best and nobody asked him to move out, It is only his aspiration that made him do so. And, the role of BJP is very clear in this particular thing, because you need to clap, and when one becomes infidel, it is a third person that is involved. And I think Sachin Pilot as a leader is a good person, but he had many high aspirations. And, lot was given by the party, but he wanted all. So in such a scenario, when aspirations run high, it becomes very difficult to control. And I think I worked with him for last 6 years. If he had grievances, he could vent it out on the party platform, but he chose the other way. So I think the party didn't let him go. It was his choice, and he has chosen to, defect, or you can say betray the party in a sense. So it is up to him to decide. When Rajdeep Ji was saying that you cannot keep one foot outside and one inside, you have to choose your path.
So Archana, if you are saying that it is because of Sachin Pilot's ambition or aspirations, he wanted it all, why is the Congress then blaming the Bharatiya Janata Party for this crisis?
See, because when one betrays and becomes infidel, then there's third person involved. So in a form, it's a coercion, it's luring, or it may be they are acting like, they're peeping into our home and then acting as a ward. So they should keep away. And they are seeing an opportunity in this, that some MLAs might come and they have a hope that he'll help in toppling the government in the state of Rajasthan. So I think Bharatiya Janata Party has been doing all these things. The 10 states they have done this, and they are trying in state of Rajasthan. But timely we did it, and we had put a check on their tactics, the cheap schemes they added to. So Bharatiya Janata Party has a crucial role in this particular scenario, because one union minister was caught red-handed in a tape where he was found talking to a Congress MLA as well as a middleman.
The controversy that's being pinned on the BJP, Shazia. So some audios allegedly out of your party netas. Why doesn't the BJP officially ask Sachin Pilot to join in? Why is Vasundhara Raje or BJP leadership not inviting him, saying you're most welcome? Let's talk. Let's see how this goes.
No, a lot. I think that I think a lot of that has been said has not been substantiated, and a lot of it is conjecture and plain mudslinging. I would like to go with what we have in terms of real facts and evidence, and not just hearsay. First of all, the audio tapes, and the lady here concerned seems to use the word red-handed. So I would like to ask her, what is the veracity of the tapes? Where have the tapes come from? And does she know that if these tapes are indeed true as she claims they are, because she says Gajendra Shekhawat ji was caught red-handed when he himself says that, please have a CBI probe, and this is not even my voice. So I want to ask her, where do the tapes come from?
Archana Sharma?
Obviously the tapes target and suggest an understanding between the BJP and the Congress. So obviously it is to the advantage of Mr. Gehlot. Did he sanction this kind of recording? One. So what were the means of obtaining these tapes?
Okay.
And also, does Ms. Archana Sharma and all her senior leaders know that Ramakrishna Hegde, former Chief Minister of Karnataka, had to resign because he conducted in this illegal phone tapping as a Chief Minister of rival politicians and journalists.
Let the Congress spokesperson, answer that, because has the Congress put itself in a more precarious situation, Archana?
See, these audios they're making rounds in the social media, and what she's saying, that she should also know that during Modi as Chief Minister in Gujarat, he got audios of many women tapped. And there was Nitin Gadkari's case also. So don't go in history.
There was
clarity on that. Is what I'm discussing.
This issue is slightly different. But yes,
these audios are
and you don't know what to say. So you're going all over the place. I have a very specific question for you,
know what to say.
What is the veracity of the tapes?
Veracity of the tape is that
if so, is Mr.
because
Gehlot
a towering figure like Mr. Ashok Gehlot, who is Chief Minister of Rajasthan, he has said that if these are fake, he will resign from politics. So this is the veracity of the tape.
Okay.
And if you say that these are fake, then why do we need a CBI probe? And why are you circumventing the SOG's probe and activities?
No, Archana, this is many, like Rajdeep also was referring to. Is this Archana Sharma, spokesperson, Congress Party? Is this trying to put other MLAs on the defensive? Archana Sharma, is this? I request both of you ladies to please listen to the questions.
Who has sanctioned it? Let there be a CBI probe.
Okay. Archana Sharma, is there going to be a CBI investigation? Should there be one? To put it clarity. Okay, let her answer. Archana, go ahead.
I'm saying who has obtained them?
See, the person whose name is in the tape, he can claim that I need a probe from CBI. It's not you or Samit Patra and any other official of Bharatiya Janata Party. It has to be the person who is accused. Do you understand how this happens? And if an audio tape or a videotape, it goes into court, then in that case, court is not going to ask who typed it, but court is going to say that it's an adverse inference if you do not give your voice sample. So you should understand all these things. Coming to media claiming that we need a CBI probe, why don't you have faith in SOG probe?
No, but also, this is a valid question. If these are just randomly circulated tapes that are going around, how is the Congress party going ahead and making it sure that this is what the government has managed to get? But Shazia Elmi, BJP cannot really get away, because there have been instances in the past when the BJP has jumped into governments that were of Congress.
Yeah, exactly.
And then has made
government. I want to ask the lady in question here. The lady who's answering the questions on behalf of Congress party, with all respect, ma'am, what is the veracity? When I ask that question, I'm saying, how have these tapes been?
Haven't been answering questions by people.
Yes. And the tapes suggest
past Gajen Singh, you asked the central leadership,
cabinet minister.
If it is fake, then why are you worried? Why do you need a CBI probe?
An MLA from pilot camp, right? So they
escorting Congress MLAs in Manesar, and you're
but Shazia, okay, this mudslinging match apart. Okay, you have to listen to my question. I will not just let both of you speak to each other like that. Okay, we'll have to fade down. Shazia, this question is for the Bharatiya Janata Party. At this point, specifically when Vasundhara Raje spoke up, she did not welcome Sachin Pilot. She did not say a credible, talented young politician like that is welcome into a party. Many are seeing that and observing that as the fact that even Vasundhara Raje does not want it to be toppled. She wouldn't want somebody like a Pilot who could be a possible opponent coming up against her in the party. Shazia.
See, the fact of the matter is that they were the ones who slapped the sedition charges against Sachin Pilot, that these two were not getting along. There were these fissures which have become into this deep, wide abyss. It's no secret to anybody. The fact of the matter is that this has been going on since a year and a half. And
is the BJP ready to form a government in Rajasthan if required?
Categorically stated that we are not joining the BJP.
For now, Ashok Gehlot has the confidence. So is the BJP, Shazia, looking at forming a government in Rajasthan if it has the numbers?
BJP wants there to be a government in place, and so that to ensure that Mr. Gehlot's MLAs are not busy, enjoying life in a five-star resort, but actually serving the people of Rajasthan. There should be a government in place. We're not asking for a vote of no confidence motion. We are not the one pushing it. It is up to him. If Mr. Gehlot is so sure, he can come to the floor tomorrow and prove his majority.
All right, and tomorrow is going to be a big day because the plea also has come up in the court. But remember, it will eventually be about the numbers, which Ashok Gehlot for now is confident with 102, has already approached the governor. So tomorrow is going to be a big day, but many questions still remain unanswered, specifically about those audio tapes. Archana Sharma, Shazia Elmi, thank you so much for joining us today evening. And tomorrow we'll continue to track this crisis from Rajasthan. Heading into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.